So she likes tentacles and time.
Tentacles, time, the seasoning.
Time on the tentacles.
THYME.
To make it easy for Millie, we genuinely just get that clean. Like, she likes tentacles and like.
Oh,
Can you finish your sentence?
I finished it.
She likes tentacles.
Bang. Amy And is a podcast that explores all kinds of bookish things, and that can include some pretty adult content. So please be aware that some of this content will be not safe for work or for young ears, and be careful who's listening when you are. Welcome back to Amy And. It's our second episode of 2026. We're still pumped. I feel like anything could happen really the way we're going. Before we start, I want to acknowledge we're meeting today on Kaurna land. We're down by Karawira Parry, the beautiful River Torrens in Tantania, Adelaide. We'd like to pay our respects to elders past and present, and to recognise that the Kaurna people are the custodians of the land, sea and sky, and we are very honoured to be on Kaurna country today. I am joined today by Dr. Millie Heffernan.
That's me.
Harry Stewart.
Hello.
And Payton Hogan.
Hi.
And as you can see, Millie and Payton did manage to survive the flight club to get here today. So we're glad that you're both here unscathed.
It was brutal.
Scrambled our way back up.
Yeah, we are still second rate, second choice.
Still got the
Second tier.
scars.
You know,
You can get promoted next round maybe if you.
Yeah, this is your
picked up in the next
interview
round.
chance.
That's right.
You're interviewing with Amy right now to find out if we kick off Justina and Abby now. But you know what? I'm still here.
yeah.
What
does that mean?
No one's gonna tangle with the incontinent killer.
No, I will stay far away. You
Yeah.
can do whatever. That's fine.
You'll slip straight past me.
So today we had a running joke last year about Sentient Object Romance, which started, I think, in our very first
With
teaser, not even our first, not even our first episode, but teaser trailers for season one. And
If
it
you
has
wrote
been,
Sentient Object Romance, what object would you choose?
that was the question.
That's the question.
Ooblex.
Oobleck.
Yeah, wild. It's both hard and soft at the
Fridge.
same time.
I don't remember what you said. Was
I
it
said
a
a
water
water
bottle?
bottle.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember what I said.
Did you not answer it?
Probably not. You were interviewing.
You probably slid
I was
out
probably asking you all. That's right. Anyway, we thought it's been haunting us for an entire year that we'd do a whole episode on Sentient Object Romance.
Yeah.
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 Not because it's bad romance, because it's unconventional romance.
Unconventional, bad in quotation marks.
Yeah.
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 Like the Gaga song.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Anyway, question. What is Sentient Object Romance?
That is a good question.
It's an object that is sentient. There are a variety. There are ones where because the sentient object is generally the love interest, although sometimes there are multiple. But sometimes they shapeshift completely into a human. Sometimes they can change their form into a humanoid form, and then sometimes they just remain the object as it is.
Yeah, and sometimes they're trapped in it.
Yeah.
Like, soul-like almost.
Yeah,
Or
some of them will try to explain why it's happening.
Yeah, energies or curses have brought the object to life.
Yeah.
Or, for those ones, I find it funny when there's an erotic nature to the curse
So,
bringing this thing to life.
Are a lot of them erotica?
Yeah, they
all
all
of
are.
them are
I would
erotica.
say. Yeah, I think calling it romance is a little bit, not because there isn't romance in it, but I think they are designed to be erotica.
Yeah.
They all are.
And so they're indie published
Mostly.
Majority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are any of Chuck Tinkle's
I
traditionally
actually think they
published?
might be.
I think
Well,
they
he
are.
has some non-parody novels.
Yes, the not parody
I think
ones.
some of those are traditionally published.
Yeah.
So it
But
gets a bit confusing.
By and large, indie.
Okay, by and large indie, by and large fairly short.
Yeah, they're like
Yeah.
40 to
So
80
short.
pages.
I was
Yeah.
so surprised.
Yeah.
So short.
So they're worth
I
reading.
think the longest I read was like
Yeah,
90.
it means you can read a lot of
Yeah. If your goal is to read like 100 books this year and you get to December and you're at 90, just read 10 of these.
Yep.
Yeah.
So is
You'll
there
be
one
gone.
that leaps out to you that you can remember that is like one of your
Yeah,
faves?
Harry and I have read the same one. It's called Halloween. A fantastic piece of literature.
Fantastic piece of literature. I think it
But
should be studied.
Sort of to get into it a little bit. So with a lot of these, there's not a lot of lore to it a lot of the time. It's very much straight into this object is sentient or becomes sentient. There's a lot of sex and then there's a little bit of a story conclusion, but there's not a lot of lore to it. Whereas I found that I really liked Halloween because there was a ton of lore about why all the objects were sentient the way they were. Because that's the bit that really interested me the most is why? Why is this jack-o'-lantern sentient? So I really enjoyed that. Whereas I also read The Deviled Egg made me do it, and that was no lore. She was just shelling eggs to make deviled eggs, and then he was in the kitchen, and that was it. There was no.
And is
sort
he
of
an egg?
explanation.
He's an egg.
kind
Oh,
of.
okay.
He's a egg who has, this is the thing, he's an egg with a humanoid body, so he's got lots of abs and stuff, but then like
Egg abs.
not safe for work warning. The tip of his penis is an egg,
Oh.
and then his pubes were chives.
Oh.
Like a nice
Is he
little
like man-sized?
man-sized.
Interesting.
This is my
A
thing. Is like
man-sized
some of
produce
them,
man.
they're like just the like it truly is the
Wouldn't
object.
he be very breakable if he's like a boiled egg?
Oh, you don't think
Be
about
squishy.
that.
You don't really think about that. This is my thing, is you don't really think about
Maybe that's part of the fun.
these stories
Yeah.
don't sort of touch on those specifics, but my brain does that
Yeah.
immediately. So I was like, okay, well, how does that work?
Halloween.
It's a deviled egg. Like,
Yeah, Halloween was a little bit more like you're saying that. It did have the law, and it also did do a little bit of the explanation around the care that needed to be done with these
Yeah.
objects. And I stand by you when you say that it was a terrific piece of literature, because genuinely it was. It was enjoyable from start to finish, and it's about a curse that they unleash on Halloween night. It's a curse, isn't it? Yeah, it's more like a magic. You know?
yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
Debatable.
well, I did the first 2 parts, and then the third part you were just telling me about, which has somebody else in it.
Is
Yes.
this the jack-o'-lantern one?
So the first one
This is
has
Jalapeno.
she gets swept away into a sort of alternative universe
Yeah.
by 3 jack-o'-lanterns who now are like responsible for her.
And do they have bodies as well?
Yes.
Yeah,
They
they're like
also have
pumpkin
many
men.
abs.
Right,
Many abs.
And shoot pumpkin seeds
Oh,
at their
They always
climax.
have to be shooting something.
Yeah, there's always something weird that they're
Yeah.
shooting.
I have actually.
Yes.
I have
The
my
deviled egg shot mayonnaise. Which I think is like, because, but then she served the food to her friends at the party, and I was like, that's ethically dubious.
Ooh.
I'm not sure about that part of the book, but
Can I say my favourite quote from Jalapeno? Because I did
Yes.
write it because I thought it was brilliant, and it's the only quote that I wrote down, where it says, "Just because my guts have been ripped out doesn't mean I can't rearrange yours." This is what the pumpkin said.
wow.
One of the
right.
pumpkins said it.
yeah.
Is it
Yes.
a good
But
thing
then-
to have your guts rearranged?
I don't
Guess
think
if
so.
you're a
That's a
jack-o'-lantern.
metaphor for being sexed real good.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes.
Being
Right.
sexed real good.
Very
Right.
graphic.
Sentient object romances really open up the world of puns.
Yes, that is
big
true.
So
time.
many puns.
Betting
Yeah.
the betting.
It's a shame
Yeah.
Justina is not here then.
Truly.
Christina
Oh
would
my
love these
god.
puns. Yeah, for
They're
sure.
perfect. One that I read, I think it was called Cool Sweat or Cold Sweat. It's literally about the Kool-Aid guy. And there's no explanation for why he's the Kool-Aid guy. His parents are human. It's also a stepbrother romance. So
Stepbrother
he's her
Kool-Aid.
stepbrother Kool-Aid man, and when he loves to pop out a "oh yeah" every now and then,
I mean, he has to.
That is
and he
brilliant.
shoots out Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's not bad.
Which
Yes.
flavour?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it's like the raspberry
Right.
Oh.
Right.
classic.
Classic raspberry.
Yeah. And they do get into like a little bit of the logistics. Like he has to be refilled with ice every now
Oh,
and then.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so funny to read the erotic scenes, and she'll just be like, my lips clinked against the glass of his. And
Yeah.
like, I was holding onto his rim while he da 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 da.
Yeah. I love it. I love how
His rim is an erogenous zone, by the way.
amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
First of all, I love how they get into it. Like, there's no shyness about it.
Coyness.
And they really embrace, like the puns and stuff, but they really embrace like, this is a Kool-Aid man. He is made of glass. This is so the second part of Halloween is a candy man, and he's made of candy. And so like he can make, at one point he makes licorice ropes out of himself, you know, and
Incredible.
he shoots gummy bears. I love how much they get into, like they really embrace that part of it. I think that's so fun.
I
So
read.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of what
Getting
they
a
are.
much clearer picture of it.
It sounds very freeing to write, doesn't it?
It would
you'd just
be.
be like, this is...
We should write one.
We
Sounds
should write one.
playful. What object are you picking if you're writing one now?
Oh yeah, throwback to last year.
Are you
We're
going
to write one together right now. What
Oobleck
are we?
is still a winning object for me. The other thing
Coffee
is,
machine.
if you would write it, would you have them shapeshift or remain in object form the whole time?
Well, here's the thing. I think you're braver if you leave them as the object.
So,
I
so
I
do
really
I.
wanted to read more the where they were the object and didn't have like a humanoid. I understand why. I totally get it. But I was sort of like, is there more maybe where they're just not, they don't have a humanoid, like they don't have abs
So what
and
kind
stuff?
of ones did you read where they didn't? Do you remember?
Yeah, so the Halloween one, like even though they were Candyman and Jack-o'-lanterns, they had man bodies. And they all also obviously have a penis, which I guess you have to,
Have something going on.
Don't have to.
Not have to, but like, I guess that's the point
That's
with
the
a lot
point.
of these stories.
So what objects have you read where they didn't give them a body?
Taken by the Tetris blocks.
Uh-huh.
They can move their shapes.
Right.
You know, like one end can move into a different
That
thing.
makes sense,
But
yeah.
they never become humanoid. Taken by
Doesn't
the
need
Tetris
to.
blocks.
No
No,
need.
exactly. And apparently they feel kind of like skin and alive, but they're blocks.
I don't know if I like that.
There's a threesome with two of them in a bathroom.
Well, here's the other thing is that it's very common. Like, obviously, there's a lot of to state the obvious, these are pretty much 99% heterosexual. It's a man and a woman, and they're cis and all that sort of stuff. I haven't encountered a lesbian one yet. I know Chuck Tingle has written them, but I didn't manage to get my hands on them to read them. So they are pretty much all heterosexual. And then some of them are threesomes, or I guess polycules if there's a romance, but it's always male, male, female.
Yeah,
There's
right.
never two women in it. It's always, I think it's 100% about the fantasy of a woman and men.
Yep.
100%.
There is a lot of the protagonists will be women as well in most of the ones that I've
So the
read.
protagonists are women and the
Protagonists
objects
and
are
the object,
masculine.
yes, the
us?
masculine,
Only Chuck
yeah.
Tingle is the only one that I read, and he has all across the spectrum. The ones I read of his were the male ones, and I know he has a couple, I think, of female ones.
Yeah, I think I might be wrong, but there's one by Olivia Wilde, I think, which is called Holly Wilde, which is called Melt for Daddy, and that's about an ice cube that's male on male. It's a male ice cube.
Right.
and
Because
a
I was
very
gonna,
hot man,
one of the
apparently.
questions I had was around gender and object, and like how do you assign a gender to an object? Like, is some things more masculine or feminine? But it sounds like a lot of the objects are going masculine.
It is interesting that the object is masculine though, because I really would have thought it would be the other way around.
Well, 'cause
The literal objectification.
Well,
of
because
the
it's
feminine.
being written by women, it's about a female fantasy. That's 100%
Yeah.
what it is. Obviously, there are some that are male, but across the board, it's about female erotica.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Which is
I feel comfortable
interesting.
saying that.
Yeah, I think
great.
so.
I like it.
Because it's like you don't have to worry about any of the patriarchal stuff when it's literally an object.
Yeah, which is interesting because a lot of them have like that kind of banter that you would expect in something like a dark romance or a romance with a little bit of BDSM. Like a lot of them have BDSM elements.
Yeah.
But it doesn't because he's not a real man.
Yes.
He's an egg that's a man, or he's a
And they're often
Man made of candy
so
or-
devoted that like they don't even have their own wants or desires.
yes, 100%. And
Actually,
a
yeah.
lot of time they turn out of nowhere, right? Like because there's no, like I said, there's not a lot of lore to the books. It is about getting straight to the erotica. So there's no like, they don't have to have a very long, detailed introduction scene, and
Yeah.
there's no like the courting of it is very quick because they're almost immediately having sex. Because again, the stories are so short.
Yeah.
And like, why wouldn't you when this object doesn't actually pose a threat to you? They
Yeah,
literally just want to pleasure you.
exactly.
You can dive right in.
Impounded by the produce, she has sex with. I'm sorry, I don't think I can
The title. Well, let's pause for a second and talk about the titles because they're so
They're
great.
the best.
They're the best titles, and a lot of
good.
them are alliterated, which is so fun.
Yeah, I like betting the betting.
Yep,
That's
love
great.
that one.
No, she has sex
They
with her
also
sheets.
gesture at, I think, like set your expectations here. This is going to be fun. This is going to be
Yes.
silly, satirical, fun,
You
playful.
know exactly what you're getting when you open up one of
You're
these
gonna-
novellas.
Yeah.
Read some out because they're pretty amazing.
Of the titles, yeah.
Penetrated by the president's Twitter feed.
I think I would be a no on that one.
There's, I can't remember the name of it. There's one about a couch and a name that rhymes with KG Schmantz. Does
Yeah,
anyone
right. Got ya.
remember?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Got you. We've got a
Couch.
theme happening here.
Yeah, KG
Yeah.
Schmantz, yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was also
That guy.
founded by Pluto.
Yes,
Was
I
another
read that one.
Yeah,
Really great stuff.
great stuff. Love the
Really
Yeah.
great stuff.
Yeah.
The covers are also incredible. That one I actually didn't buy because you can't buy it on Amazon or anything like that. It was banned. But the author snuck it into, I think it was taken by the Tetris blocks from memory, or one of them. But yeah, he snuck it in. So you get halfway through and it stops and you're like, why is there still half of this novel left? And then there's this thing saying like, Amazon won't let me put this cover on their storefront, so I'm just sneaking it into this book, please enjoy. And then you see the cover and it's Pluto in like chode form. And it's just like fully a penis. So that's why you can't get it in the store on its own. But yeah, so that's
in
fun.
chode form.
In chode form.
Yeah, a lot of Holly Wilde's covers are like, they're cartoonish, but they are like an outline of a penis, and
Yeah.
the tip of the penis will just have whatever the theme is.
The
So it's like the
pumpkin with the
deviled
penis,
egg or the
yeah.
pumpkin or whatever. Yeah, so that's fun. And then you can really, like, you can identify her books very quickly.
Like
Yes.
a lightly shaped
Wild.
penis, but an orange penis with a pumpkin head, and you're like, oh, that's a.
So I have a question, which is, so if they have humanoid bodies, so you're saying she's shelling eggs and then this humanoid egg turns up. How
I
is
need
it
to read that
different? How is it different from like a shifter book?
Because, well, here's the thing: is there is one actually about balloon animals, but they're balloon animal shifters.
Oh,
So I think they're balloon.
Oh.
They're dogs or wolves when they're balloon animals, and then they also shift into human people, which I don't think they are balloons when they're the human people. I haven't read it. I just read
Wow.
the description because I was like, that's so fun.
Same.
Um,
I'm wondering if there are still scenes, erotic scenes, where they are in object form, or if they always
yeah, I
turn
do
into
wonder, I do
humans.
wonder.
When they're the objects, it's so much more exciting to read.
The
It's-
difference is that there's still some element of them that is the object. So with the Eggman, like I said, like the tip of his penis is egg. I believe his head might be egg. I can't remember.
Oh, I hope it's an
I
egg.
think his head is still an egg, and then like with the jack-o'-lanterns, their heads are still
Yeah.
the pumpkins,
Yeah.
and they're still the bodies is described as like, you know, obviously not normal human men.
No, they're like skin. It's like they're like pumpkin skin.
Yeah, pumpkin skin and stuff,
Less
but they
so
still
than
have
full
to
pumpkin.
be humanoid, I guess, is the thing.
Yeah.
Like
It's
she's not
interesting-
having sex with the pumpkin head.
Yeah. It's interesting to think about ones where they were originally humans and then turned into objects, because I haven't read one of those. The ones that I've read, they
No,
start
no,
as
but-
objects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in betting the betting, she literally just finds out that her sheets are somewhat alive, like that
Yeah.
they've been personified, and she finds that just fascinating because she really likes her
So-
sheets and her bed stuff. So then she starts to
Yeah.
find something erotic to do with the betting, because that's what she finds so
So how
exciting.
much you consider them a shifter romance might kind of depend on their original form a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're probably always going to skirt that line. Like they're a bit of both.
I would say the ones where it's like the soul and then they become more humanoid at the end, they actually kind of are moving more towards a shifter than being a sentient object.
is it a
'cause-
tone thing though? Like, do you think shifters are more a
Oh,
serious
yeah,
romance
shifts
thing?
more like paranormal romance.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
more
Definitely.
a genre like sentient object. Because I was thinking about how in real life there are people who do fall in love with objects and do marry objectophilia and do have romantic attachments to objects and marry them and stuff. And this is not that, right? This is something different.
No, but I assume some of those people enjoy these, maybe? Question mark?
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know if they'd find interest in the sentience of it, because I wouldn't know if if objectophiles want sentience.
Yeah.
They want
They might not like the silliness either.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, because like I feel like this is a different genre. Now, because I know nothing about this, we did have a run sheet going, and people.
I think you're lying. I think you're secretly.
I did love the titles. When we sat down and went through titles, I did love
most
the
of the people
titles.
that we're reading are actually secretly Amy's pen names.
And like, and seriously, like, no shade. It's just I'm on deadlines. I'm reading nothing except for your theses when I get them sent through.
Oh, you don't have to read those.
I'd read the Sentient Object Romance over mine.
But one of you popped in, I can't remember who it was, into the run sheet about the video game Date Everything.
That's me.
So tell me about this.
It's a great game. It's sort of tangentially related. It's not quite the same because it's not an erotica game of it. Like it's a dating sim, but you it's called Date Everything because you can literally date everything in the house. You get this pair of it's not magic, it's science. I think I haven't finished the game yet.
It's definitely science.
Science glasses that show you objects around your house, and then you click on them, and they are people. Like they're the objects, but they're people. And most of them, when you talk to them, are people shaped. So they're obviously themed like whatever object they are. Like the guy who is a book is like wearing sort of like pages and that sort of stuff. But they are people. Then there are some that aren't. Like I think the dishwasher just is the dishwasher maybe. But again, I haven't finished it, so I haven't found all the datables yet. But yeah, it kind of works on the same sort of concept, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's not erotica.
Wasn't there a bit of discourse about that game online? But it was really silly. It was people doing what they always do, which is judge something without having engaged with it at all. And then they were like, people who play this game are mentally ill. There's something wrong with them. Our fantasies these days are so messed up, blah, blah, blah. But
So can we stop? See, that interests me. I really, obviously given my background, so fascinated with the judgment of fantasy life.
yes.
Of like this conflation of fantasy and reality. Like if you are playing this fun game, then what, you're suddenly wanting to marry your dishwasher. Like,
Yeah.
It's no different to any other dating sim game.
It's no different to any game.
Or
Like if you
any
do
game. Like,
anything
it's a game that
in a
you're
game,
playing.
doesn't mean you're going to do it
I
more.
find that it's not, you're playing a dating sim. It doesn't mean that you are like, I want to date these characters. For me, the game is more of like a collectible thing. Like you want to find all the different objects that are characters. So it's more about completing your little journal or whatever with all the characters in it. And then, people are so judgmental. That does sound like something people would say on the internet for sure.
And then the erotica, I don't think anyone is trying to do things with, I mean, they probably are, but like.
no, it's true. You saw that happen in real time. No one's really
They
getting the hots for
are.
deviled egg.
No,
Oh,
but
hold on a
hang
minute.
second.
But as long as
Hold
they're
on a
doing
minute.
it safely and consensually, it doesn't really matter if you're
Consent.
screwing
Why do
your
we
blow up
care?
thing.
Why do we care?
I guess part of the sentience part of the objects is to avoid that border, that issue with consent as well, because now they do actively consent. Like you said, they are so into it as well. They're devoted to pleasuring whoever the protagonist is.
I'm reading one called Stuffed, which is where her pillow turns into kind of like a humanoid form, but the skin is still fabric, and he literally has no desires or wants at all. And when he's picking a human form, he gets her to choose what she wants him to look like, and she bases it on one of her favorite manga characters. And then he feels like it's too soon to get to the penis yet, so he doesn't create anything until she's ready to help him decide
It
what
feels
shape
quite
penis.
innocent, actually. It feels quite
Really, truly.
like it feels like kind of innocent erotica. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what I mean. Naive, maybe more than innocent.
Yeah.
Like when you're an adolescent and you're
complicated.
fantasizing about, like when you don't really even know what you want to be fantasizing about.
And that one's really interesting because of the extreme contrast there. Every other, it's not said explicitly, but she presents as having some form of like contamination OCD, but it also is probably just because she's so afraid of people because she's constantly being harassed. So all the other guys in this novella are really gross dudes who do not take no for an answer, and they follow her around and they touch her, which is very triggering for her, makes her very uncomfortable. Yeah. And so you don't know why, but I would assume it's based on experiences like that she now can't stand the touch of human skin, any kind of bodily fluids. Like she hates
so
it.
the fabric and stuff is
perfect for
perfect.
Her.
Yeah,
I
that's
do
really
think,
interesting.
perhaps controversial opinion, that this genre, these novellas, are doing what romance does and what romance purports to do, but they're just doing it, and they're not apologizing for it or trying to justify it. Like, people obviously are going to think whatever they want to think about the genre, but I don't really see it. When I was looking through and looking for books, I didn't see a lot of people justifying it beyond like an initial, I write this and whatever, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't like it, go away. And I do feel like they are, all that stuff we talk about with romance about, they're very heavily about consent and about women finding what kind of pleasure they like and all that sort of stuff. These novellas are just doing that, and they just happen to be doing it with guys who are also eggs.
Yeah, and they also have fans, and there's like the majority of the ones that I was reading have glowing reviews, like thousands of glowing reviews where people go, great quick book if you want to get into like talking, through what it's like to be scared of the dark, or, great about what it's like if you were going to be in a harem, because there's a couple harem ones as well. And they're like, oh yeah, really, really great descriptions of polyamory, etc. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
okay.
and I don't think they have to be deep or anything like that, but some of them just sort of are
I
doing
think
that
you're right,
organically,
though.
I think.
Just naturally, they are touching on some really tricky subjects, but they're doing it in such a, a kind, fun, really caring way, which means that people love them and they eat them up.
Yeah, they have big followings.
Huge.
I suppose it kind of validates you if you are like the character in Stuffed and you are afraid of people in real life. It kind of just speaks to that in a big way, even though it's so silly. And most of them are so silly, but some of them kind of, there's a real range between sincerity and parody, and some of them do both in equal parts, and some of them lean more towards one or the other.
Yeah, that's very true. But I don't think one or the other does has more of an effect on me. Yeah, personally, I found them all to be quite effective at what they're trying to convey.
Yeah.
Like I do finish them going, oh shit, that's only 80 pages and they've done something quite remarkable there.
Yeah, I agree.
But people think it's
that dude
hysterical.
had sex with Pluto.
Yeah, like that's
Did that.
freaking wild. That lady
Guy
had
sex with a train.
yeah.
All right.
She had sex with an elderly man that is in the shape of a cucumber that she picked up at the vegetable store. And I'm like, go off. Like, you got to love her. It was awesome. I was like, this is good. Because if that scene did not have sentient fruit and veg in it, I'd be like, this is a very odd scene in a romance book. Like there's
so
lots
the
of
character in that one is elderly, did you say?
Well, one of the cucumbers that was in there is described as being quite an elderly soul inside the cucumber, and he's very experienced. And she quite enjoyed it. Yeah, but without that, I'd be like, this is a weird scene. Like put the groceries in your fridge. But instead, in this one here, you're like, can't wait to see what happens. And when it happens, you're like, this is fucking brilliant.
Whereas then out of context, you're like, one of the cucumbers.
Well, yeah.
All right. But then, when you're reading them, you don't think about it like that.
No.
You have to buy into the premise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they do a very good job at selling that, though.
Why are you reading it?
They do a good job selling that. I think Jalapeno sets it up within 3 pages, and you're in. That's it.
There's another one which leans way further into actually this is the president's Twitter feed one. It opens up with all of these passages of the sex she's having with a human guy and how disappointing it is every single time. So it's also like this is an outlet for people who are dissatisfied either sexually or romantically or just socially or all of the above.
Yeah, there's a lot of the social stuff actually. Majority that I've read talks about how men are shitty at the start. That'll be sprinkled in somewhere in the beginning, is that there are awful men out there, or that their ex-boyfriend is, like a lame piece of shit. Yeah. Or whatever. And then you kickstart it and you're into whatever it is. Eggs, pillows, Twitter feeds, you
Tetris
name
blocks.
It. Tetris blocks, I'm reading that because that's making me going to want to laugh again. Tetris blocks.
And then I think the humor does something to, like, there's a power in laughter, and then also there's a power in maybe making your own lover out of thin air, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And they are all, there is a humor to them. And I've seen in a lot of like acknowledgements at the start of them being like, or reviews of them as well, of certain authors like Holly Wilde, I think, of just being like, they know that they know what it is, they know what they're writing, and it's funny. And it's okay to lean into the fact that it's a bit silly, and that just makes the story better to read.
You know, it's just funny because we were talking obviously last week about serial killer romances, and I'm not sure if you guys were there for that one, but Amy and I were. Anyway, we were talking about how like that's a little bit more how fear intersects with romance, but this is really like the complete opposite.
It's humor
And
in
this
romance.
is humor and like this kind of satire or like stark comedy put in with romance.
But also
that works
it's
as well.
It's like centering the protagonist's pleasure and going, no one else matters. It's just the protagonist here.
Which is really how fantasies should be, because they're just for you. It's just yours.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking again about how critical people are of fantasies at the moment. Like you were saying, just leave people alone.
I think it's women. I think
That's a
also
good
it's
point.
women often. Like, because I was thinking about how is this kind of something you ridicule, but then you can look at a lot of hardcore pornography that's actually pretty damaging, violent, quite scary fantasy.
Yeah.
Why is this the thing that's held up as
why does this
the
bother
outlier?
you so much? And I do think it is doing interesting things, but it would also be okay if it wasn't. Like, I am a firm believer that obviously historically anything that women are interested in or flock to gets shat on from a great height. And also, just because women like it doesn't inherently make it feminist.
Yep. Yep.
But that being said, I do think these books are doing something really interesting. But even if they weren't, just shut up. Sometimes it's okay to let people enjoy things.
Well,
They are not hurting anybody by writing these books. And they're fun. Sorry, they're fun to read.
have you read any of them, Amy?
I glanced through one. I
Yeah.
can't remember which one it was, but when we were looking at titles, I did glance through one. They look fun. I have to
Oh.
say, they
Object
look.
it was.
I can't remember which title it was. But even the titles, I was giggling as I was reading and just thinking, if you were having a hard day, this would be fun.
And that's exactly what I felt. I read 4 or 5, I think, since Monday. Because that's what I did at nighttime. I was like, go to bed, turn off my brain. I'm going to read something
And
really
they're very
dumb here.
knowingly, like from what I see, like you mentioned puns and you mentioned, like they're very knowingly silly and fun.
And their
Yes.
blurbs are always really funny.
Yeah.
Like it's always like, until the curse of until what's the one for, I wish I'd written down betting the betting, because it's literally just descriptions of lovely luxury sheets.
Oh, which
And
is
Incredible.
really
how-
up your jam. You
and
love
how,
a nice
and how
bit of
brilliant that is
Sheets.
for her like erotic sensation.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, hashtag not sponsored, but sponsor me. I'm watching you.
The other thing that occurred to me was actually how big a role objects do play in things. I think I mentioned to you guys off air, like my mind went to Disney and how objects are often brought to life or personified in children's stories. Like, and actually that's something kids quite easily accept, that you can play with bringing things that are not alive.
Yeah. Pinocchio, Toy Story.
Yeah, so many of
Beauty and
them.
the Beast.
Yeah, and then
Yes.
I was thinking about, if you want to talk about men, about the importance of vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon, you have Doctor Who and the TARDIS, you have the Dukes of Hazzard and their stupid car.
The
you
Queen
have-
song, I'm in love with my car.
Yep.
Machine of a dream. Such a clean machine. That is a sentient object romance.
I'll do the
novel.
backing. You go back in.
We
Don't
do
do
10
too much,
seconds.
we're not paying
10
for it.
seconds.
We're gonna get sued
Yeah.
by Queen.
But it's
She's
true,
dead, isn't she?
objects play such a huge part in our lives.
And then like you think about dating profiles, what kind of objects people have, like their fish and their
Oh,
the
the
car?
fish.
Oh my
Fish.
god, that's so true.
The
Women
what?
want me
their,
fish
their
fit
pickup
me.
trucks.
Oh.
They have their like they're often objects feature for people as a representative of something about themselves.
Yeah.
It's true.
I think Abby's trying to tell us about the phallus.
Yeah. Abby's doing this, and then
Phallic
she's
objects.
The giant fish. I caught a fish this big.
Yes.
Which also leads me to, I think this was Payton. I've got a note about thinking about memes and virality. Do you remember
No.
what you were going to say? Someone
Wait,
said something
Memes
about
and
memes.
vir-
I
Oh,
remember
it might have been me.
It
I,
might have
I
been
did
you.
bring up when we were talking about it off air, just the concept of it and sort of the fun silliness of it really reminded me of early fandom days.
That's it.
Crack shipping. So for those of you who are young and in fandom these days, crack shipping did not used to be what it is now, where you sort of are like, oh, this one character from this TV show and this character from a different TV show. It would be stuff like the only one, I wish I'd researched this before, the only one I can ever think of, sorry for having to mention Harry Potter, but there was a very famous fic back in the day of the Hogwarts castle and the giant squid. And it was
I was going to say the
famous.
hat.
And everybody had, you could do the hat,
do the hat.
The giant squid from...
Harry Potter,
Oh.
from the lake.
Oh.
That lives in the lake. And that was like that was a really well-known fic. And so crack shipping, like, you know, you would turn your characters into plants and write a fic about them being plants. So that sort of like silliness of just sort of that magic of being silly and going in knowing it's supposed to be silly is what these reminded me of.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. That's a similar crossover with... I'm so interested in the relationship between fan fiction, manga and anime, and self-publishing, because in manga I'm not across it, but if anyone who's watching this, if you like the topic listening to it, you should watch Grapey Del Taco's YouTube video on Sentient Object Romances. It's so good. But she mentions manga and how, for example, the one that I'm remembering from that video is about this guy whose hand turns into a girl. So it's like there are a lot of really absurdist kinds of fantasies going on in manga as well. And then I think people-wise, there's a lot of people who love fan fiction and love manga and anime, and the fantasies kind of cross over between spaces.
Yeah.
And I feel that happens with Dark
porousness is
Romance
so
as well.
interesting.
Yeah. I wish I was more into all of those things so that I could talk about it, but it's purely from an outside view. I see the threads that go between those things.
Because the elements of this would have always existed, right?
Yeah.
Like always. But it does seem like there's something about internet, social media culture that porousness is really wide open.
Yes.
That basically, you know, with memes, the jokes are so layered and sophisticated and subtle, and you have to have so many strands of knowledge to actually get the joke.
Yeah.
Like an MCU movie. I have to watch
You need to
40.
get the Wikipedia page up
I have to
first.
watch 45 of them to understand the new one.
One of
Like,
those cork boards with all the red string.
yeah, spider's web.
Or like we need like a object romance about the red string board. There's a lot you could do with that.
Tired detective.
yeah. And it's got to be like, there's got to be a bit
Tugged
of
by
like
the
tying up
detective.
happening with all that string.
Yes.
There's a fair bit of like, not always full on BDSM, but like sort of, I guess light, maybe you would call it BDSM themes in a lot of these too.
Yeah.
Which I think is part of the
Some sort of
fantasy.
kink.
But
Yeah.
they put a little warning at the start, like, hey, this has some BDS elements in it, but everybody's consenting adult, so don't even worry about it. And so then you can just read it and not have to think about like,
Yeah.
The other thing is they're
what about the
verbal.
consent?
They're very, most of the ones again that I've read, they're very verbal during sex.
I was going to
It's
say there's a lot of
not-
banter.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Punny
yeah,
banter.
of communication.
Yeah.
So punny banter.
Punny banter.
Yeah,
banter.
yeah.
Don't set me
You got a
off
problem?
with
Jesus
you.
Christ.
This is why they were going to
But
kill
there's a
it.
lot of communication. Stop it. There's a lot of communication in the sex, which is so different to what it usually, you know, like we don't really
that's
get
true. They're talking the whole way
whole
through.
time, and they're
That
talking.
they gotta
Kool-Aid
make their
man
point.
is
yeah,
going, oh
they're talking
yeah.
through things. Yeah, Kool-Aid man. Oh yeah, but they'll say, you know, like full sentences. They're having a full conversation, lots of dialogue, and most of the dialogue will be, you know, like There's lots of reassurance. There's lots of checking of consent. There's lots of descriptions using dialogue about what's about to happen. And
what is happening.
And what is happening.
Yeah.
And so much so
And
that
what
you're like,
just
whoa,
happened?
what do you mean? But that's
Yeah.
that's so different. And I think that is quite specific to the genre, I would say, from what I've read so far.
There's also in others, the object will know the main character so well that they know exactly what they want, and they still kind of communicate, but they already know.
I've been your pillow for a very long time.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been here for you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
He knows that she likes tentacles in hentai because he knows her so well. So he turns his penis into tentacles.
Oh, isn't that
Oh,
nice?
how
Multiple.
considerate.
Quite kind of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there are 2 going on.
Mm.
He can do whatever he wants. he's a pillow.
He's a magic pillow.
Who doesn't want a man like that?
Exactly.
Right, so there was a question someone wrote in the running sheet, which I actually really want to ask, which is, if food were to romance you, which food would it be?
Oh.
Since we have egg romance. I don't think I'd pick a deviled egg. That would not be my
I
choice.
don't think I would. I don't think that
Smell.
texture would be
Food
nice.
is a little too easy a little bit because we
Fruit
kind of
is
already
right
have like
there.
a weird eroticness to food, or
Yeah.
like it already can be used erotically. I feel like
We'll
That's
get
true.
creative. A walnut.
Walnut.
Hard
Cracked
outer
or
shell.
uncracked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cracked
yeah,
or
that's
Yeah.
right. A nutcracker.
Cracked on the walnut.
Wet for the walnut.
Oh.
Sorry.
I mean, I feel like
food.
mentioning hentai, you could get into linguine, fettuccine. There's all kinds of different
Yeah,
things.
all the eenies.
Yep,
all the-
like some kind of udon
Teeny
noodle.
Noodles. Hot for the hot pot.
I'm like, am I thinking a full meal?
Dumped by the
Yeah.
dumpling.
Yeah.
Oh, sexed by the succulent Chinese meal.
Classic.
Dick down by democracy.
Democracy
know.
sausage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
democracy sausage.
Yeah, you need to do something with the democracy
Yeah.
sausage.
Virilis for the vindaloo.
Sourced by the democracy sausage.
Oh,
Want to be romanced by my favorite food because then I would feel weird eating it later. This is
Yeah.
my thing about the deviled egg one is that he helps her to shell the rest of the eggs so she can make the deviled eggs, and I'm like,
Oh, that's a
are
bit
those his
cannibalistic.
people? Like,
Yeah,
how is-
yeah.
Are those his people?
But do you know what I mean? Like, is he gonna eat the eggs? Is that weird?
If she-
and so then I got very distracted, and like had to stop reading for a
That's
little
so
while.
No, he's a
if
boiled
she
egg,
ate
right?
a bit of him, would he regenerate?
Oh, good
Because all of
point.
the Kool-Aid ones,
See,
she
this
can
is
drink
the
the
shit I
Kool-Aid.
want to read.
Yeah.
These are the questions I have.
Let's extend these into full-length novels, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All right,
want the
let's
second
move
part.
along. We've got a couple of games because two of our clever people. So Millie has a game for us.
So-
we're going to play Fuck, Marry, Kill with Millie.
Yes,
Oh.
our first game. And so these are objects from the books. So
Okay.
I've taken as many as I could and I put them in a list and we did a little spin the wheel. So
Right.
I'm going to give you 3 objects, remember, that have books written about them,
Okay.
and you're going to decide
Ooh,
fuck, marry,
Like
kill.
Marry, Kill.
So we might just start with, let's start with Amy.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's start
Walk
with
around.
Amy.
So
I want
Amy,
this.
your objects are rubber ducky, UFO, sleigh. Like Santa's
oh,
sleigh.
like Santa's sleigh.
Should I give everyone their objects and then we'll come back round so you can think about
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Payton, your objects are bubble tea, caps lock. I guess the concept of caps lock, it didn't specify the caps lock button. And pastry.
Pastry.
Oh, pastry. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Harry, your items are, so you also have caps lock,
I'm not a fan of caps lock.
water, and boat.
Ooh. All right, well, I've got my answer. I think I am going to kill the UFO and probably fuck the sleigh and marry the rubber duck.
Marry the rubber duck's a good one, I feel.
I like that actually.
like
Yeah,
that
that
too.
feels
What was
right
the
to
first
me.
one?
Sweet.
I like snow. I
Kill the
think I could have
UFO.
fun in a sleigh.
I'll kill the UFO. I would.
I
Kill
think
the
I could
UFO.
have a really good sleigh ride.
Yeah, I mean it's in the title.
I'm gonna fuck the pastry.
Okay.
Marry caps lock because it just seems stable. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Like secure.
Yeah.
It's
Yep,
locked
yep,
in.
Yep, it's locked in.
And then I'm gonna have to kill the bubble tea.
rough, but
Oh,
you gotta be, you
You
gotta do
gotta
what
be
you gotta do.
ruthless.
You gotta be
Isn't
ruthless.
there multiple
Yeah.
parts to bubble tea, though? Yeah.
Yeah, but I would choke on the little bubbles. I'm a bit afraid of those.
You're not a
boba.
bubble
The
tea
boba.
drinker.
I like the part that doesn't have the boba.
That's fair.
I hate how it's a surprise every time it comes
Actually,
off the straw.
I
Like,
do.
That's
So
so fair.
boba romance would be, do you spit or swallow?
am I going to need the Heimlich maneuver? to get
Choking
it
on
out
the
of my
boba's balls.
throat? As a kid, I had many near-death experiences choking on bacon fat, and people would have to come up with all creative ways to get it out of my throat.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Including
Kill
grabbing my
bacon.
feet and turning me upside down and shaking me
That's a trauma.
until I cough it up.
What were you doing with the bacon fat?
It just
It's because it's stringy, right?
I
It's
love bacon.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Eventually, I realized if I just keep swallowing it down rather than freaking
Yeah.
out and
Or-
keep trying to cough it up,
Chew it.
I'm just, my brain
Try
is,
chewing.
I don't have time.
this is
for
like
that.
a genuine trauma, Payton's. My brain is
Yeah.
going to pun titles. Like,
That's
it's
the way to
awful.
deal with
It's
trauma.
like porked by the bacon strips. Like,
Porked by the bacon strip.
My
Writes
favorite
itself.
food was a bacon sandwich.
oh, yum.
So I couldn't give
Honking
it up.
on the ham.
Really living life on the edge.
I'm not afraid.
Oh.
Risking your life every time you ate a sandwich.
Okay, Harry, come
I
on.
had caps lock, water, and a boat.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to kill caps lock. 'Cause that doesn't seem exciting enough for me. Maybe I'll fuck the water and I'll marry the boat.
Nice.
The water will be very jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh, but essentially you can have a threesome every day.
I can. That's true. Well, without the cat. Oh, well, no, I'm in
boat
there.
and
I was
the
like,
water
You're
caps
in
lock,
there.
hang
You're
on.
the third
Yeah.
one,
I
Harry.
was like,
Forgot
I was like,
himself.
no, I'm
Yeah.
killing the cat. He's like, oh, hang on a second.
I feel like the boat would have fun with the water.
The boat would have fun with the. Yeah, maybe I'll be cheated on for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
The water could just be the side piece for both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
It can be an open thing.
We can
Open
mess around with
waters.
it.
There's the title. It writes
waters.
itself.
open
Splash,
waters.
splash.
Try themselves.
What about you, Millie? You got to do one too?
Yes, I have paintbrush and then rock, paper, scissors.
Ah.
The game
and
or the?
my to be read list.
Oh.
I think,
I would kill my TBR.
yeah.
It's too long. It's got to go.
Well, I think I have to kill rock, paper, scissors because that's too many.
Not into
That's
the
just too
harem.
many
No
things
harem.
to deal
Yeah.
with.
Keep track of.
I think I would have to
Oh.
fuck the paintbrush and marry my to be read list because it's going to be with me forever anyway.
That's true.
That's actually real. See, there's something oddly romantic about the way that you conceptualize these objects
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the
Because our
order that we
brains
put
just
them in.
personify things like
That's so true.
crazy.
Because you're like
Just do
caps
it.
lock as a stable option,
Secure.
and that is
And
exactly
Harry's
how
like,
they would
caps
put it
lock
in
is
the book.
boring.
Yeah, and I'm like, caps lock isn't
Yeah.
exciting enough.
You
for
can
me,
really
you know?
psychoanalyze each other.
Yeah.
based
Yeah, a
on
little
these
bit. A little too
choices.
much, maybe. What's next, Amy?
Okay, next we have a game by
Oh.
Payton, which I'm calling Payton's horny game
Oh shit!
All
because she's
right.
got horns for us.
We'll whiteboard it.
I highlighted some passages out of some of the ones that I read, and I'm going to start reading them. And basically, when you get really uncomfortable and you need me to stop,
Okay.
you're going to stop me by blowing your horn,
Okay.
which is not an innuendo. Okay, I'm going to start with penetrated by the president's Twitter feed.
Abby's out.
And I'm actually going to begin with a scene of the dissatisfying sex that she was having. Okay?
Oh,
Oh, but like I'm gonna want to get to the good stuff, so I
That's
can't blow my
true.
horn.
It's just one, but it's to give you an idea of the kinds of
The low
puns
bar.
and jokes that are, yeah, and the low bar. Okay. So, she's talking about Trevi and having sex with Trevi. Then he'd take out his penis and place it in her hand like Trevi.
Just need me to do it.
This isn't gonna work if we don't let me read any of them. Warning, people.
No more jokes.
why do they always
Serious
take
now.
it out? You know, like
Flop it out.
why is it that? That's a bad way to describe it.
It's not very sensual, is it?
No.
But this is the bad sex scene, so
Yeah,
it's okay.
true.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so he's taking it out.
Oh no, we're done with that one.
Oh.
I have to abide by the horn blowing.
That's right. Now we have to be serious about the horn blowing. Only serious horn
Now
blowers.
we've been like a nautical book, like Hornblower is a book. Right?
Yes.
Never ends.
Beth scrolled down to reveal the next tweet. Okay, wait, I need to try and do an impression here.
You do. You need an accent.
That might make me blow the horn.
It is unilaterally agreed that I am the greatest president this country has ever seen. Not just this country, but any country. And is the media thankful? No. Beth forced her fingers so far inside that the only thing stopping her from going further was the strap of her watch. She pulled at the inside of her sticky, gummy vagina like she was both the puppet.
Mine's not making a noise.
Harry's like, get the vagina out of here.
It's very hard to blow when you're laughing.
Oh,
Like, stop it. I know where this is
girl,
going.
you need help.
Oh, God. Yeah, look.
Oh.
That was such a good impression, Payton.
Was it?
Oh, God, the watch. The watch.
Don't lose the watch.
Make the noise, please.
Imagine, if you will, that you were stood within the center of a thunderstorm. Now imagine that that thunderstorm is condensed right down to fit within your vagina, and all the thunderclaps and bolts of lightning were electrifying your clit and ovaries and hymen and womb all at once, which in turn made you...
I don't really want the womb involved.
No.
It's convulsing, that's why.
Convulsing womb.
At first, I was like, wow, what a great...
That's what cramps feel like.
Yeah.
Thunderbolt.
Okay.
What's
Girl,
the
you
title
cramping.
going?
All right.
Going to... There are so many highlights from the Tetris one.
Oh, yeah,
I
okay.
can't
Some
for this
Tetris ones.
You are beautiful woman. I don't know if that was a typo.
No,
You are a
Tetris.
beautiful woman.
Tetris is not across all language. It's
No,
fine.
exactly. Yeah,
You
and they're
missed that
also
building
aliens.
block.
I forgot to say so there. Yeah. You are beautiful woman, said the block as he detached from the counter and stood up. Everything in this world is made up of Tetris blocks.
Amazing.
Okay. Ooh.
He was a red Z model with 4 cubes forming a step shape. It had always been one of her favorite shapes. I realize that. My beauty gives me power, sure, but sometimes I just want to give it up. I've shown Denton I can be powerful in other ways. Now I'm spent. Someone else can have all the power. She laughed, feeling oddly tingly all over as the Z block floated behind her. I have several minutes before my comrades arrive, said the block. In my time here, I have not had the power you describe over a human. She raised one eyebrow. The block towered behind her in the mirror. She wasn't sure where his eyes were, but she could feel his gaze on her all the same. She bent slightly and pulled the back of her skirt up. Like this, you mean? The block exhaled. She felt warm air on the back of her neck as he floated closer. Duh, he said. Oh, they're Russian.
Yeah, I was going to say comrade was like, I was like, are these like
Very
Soviets?
Russian coded, yeah, very Soviet coded.
Someone will hear us. It's not a problem. We control the building. 0956 will put on music. Blocks must have had a wireless connection to each other. Suddenly, music poured from the speakers in the ceiling. Christy recognized it as an instrumental version of a Russian folk song. And then I'm going to skip to the next good part. As the block entered her, Christy felt the thrum of its power throughout her body. It began to pump back and forth. Untethered by gravity, the block positioned himself at a position that must have given him maximum pleasure, which also happened to be the one that she enjoyed. Yeah, fill my gap, she moaned. The Russian music blasting along.
Hey, you're such a coward. That's nothing.
I can't even breathe. It's floating towards. Pulls up the back of her skirt.
Duh. My comrades are going to play some music. I wonder if I have
a little sensual kind of Russian folk song.
Yeah, I love that.
On the balalaika.
They are not sensual nor calm Russian folk songs. They don't tend to be.
This one's, I think it's Pounded by Planet Pluto.
Oh, amazing.
Crying.
Yeah,
Do you need a
Pluto,
tissue?
yeah.
Does Harry need a tissue?
My mic.
Harry is beside himself. Okay. He drew close to Pluto's pink orifice. Although the gravity was low, he had still picked up quite a bit of speed after leaping from the mountain. He braced himself for impact against the rocks, but when he hit, it was a softer landing than he expected. Pluto was made of flesh underneath the layer of fine space dust, and crashing into it felt like leaping into a semi-firm pillow-top mattress. That felt nice, said Pluto. "Baby, you ain't felt nothing yet," said Tyson, grinning. He was eager to explore the scientific ramifications of the element of love. He unzipped his spacesuit and let his sizable yet clever-looking penis flop out. On top of each of the mountains towering around him, he saw eyeballs bulge from caves at their peaks. The pupils dilated with arousal. And although this situation was insane, there was something deeply familiar and erotic about having an entire planet's attention focused on him. He was reminded of his appearances on Earth television. Due to his dick's exhibitionist tendencies, it immediately sprang to life. The temperature was below negative 200 degrees Celsius, so Tyson soon regretted exposing himself. He jerked off to keep warm as he approached Pluto's orifice. Ice crystals formed in his pre-cum. "You poor little man," said Pluto. "Get over here. I'll make you nice and warm." The pink fleshy area around the orifice was springy like a trampoline. Tyson got onto his hands and knees to crawl towards the quivering hole in the middle. Pluto's flesh felt slick and warm. He could see the orifice become wet with droplets of desire as he approached, and briefly wondered what sort of chemical elements made up the planet's wetness such that it didn't freeze in the cold. "Damn, Pluto, look at that celestial body." The orifice puckered tight as he approached, so that there was only a finger-sized hole among the rigid flesh. "I need you inside of my pet space."
How?
Wait. "I need you inside of my space pussy. Let me show you what love is, Tyson."
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dimensions.
So that's what you're signing up for.
Oh my fucking God.
I will never be able to listen to the song Drops of Jupiter ever again.
Drops of Jupiter in her hair. Oh, yeah.
Wow. Just the clever penis got me. That was
out.
amazing.
Penis, and then he jerked off to keep warm, like within a second.
Not the ice crystals in his
In his
pre-cum.
pre-cum.
Oh, well, on that note, people,
It's so cold that he's like, "Why did I pull down my pants?"
exhibitionist clever penis.
Yes.
Well, thank you both for those games. That was amazing. That was quite a way to
You're
end.
so
You
welcome.
may have actually killed Harry.
I think I nearly passed out in the chair during the Tetris.
I can't wait to watch your face.
Yeah.
Just block it out.
But they're so fun. They're so
good.
fun to read.
Yeah.
You too
So
can
clever.
laugh like Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
reading his books.
go check them out if you're interested.
And
We
of course you are.
definitely need to remember to add the not safe for work warning.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then join us next week. We're really lucky next week. We're going to be interviewing Shailee Thompson, who is author of the book of the month, How to Kill a Guy in 10 Days.
We will be more serious than this.
Probably.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Possibly. It will definitely not be quite as out there.
We've had a cracking
won't
start to the
read her
season.
Yeah.
Let's just say.
Yeah, those books.
We've really hit the ground running.
Anyway, thank you very much. And we'll see you next week when we talk to Shailee. And, happy Sentient Object Day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Amy And is hosted by Amy Matthews, Abby Guy, Payton Hogan, Justina Ashman, Harry Stewart, and Lily Heffernan. This podcast is recorded on Gardenland with music by Anthony Wigmore and Mass Mysterio. Our logos and branding are designed by Abby Guy. This episode was edited by Millie Heffernan.